How's it, everybody? Welcome back to another one. Just invested in some more real estate. Got a new reel. Let's check it out. Not sponsored. Picked this one up from New Maui Sporting Goods, Wailuku, Maui. Always support local. This is a Daiwa Sealine-X SHA. So super high speed reel. I've been wanting one of these for a while, and I picked up a medium heavy nitro from Gabe secondhand. And I wanted something that I could dunk with for oeos, papillos, maybe small uluas, but also something that I could use when I go to Pennsylvania for catfishing. Let's take a look. This has been opened already because I put line on it, but we're gonna take a look. It's brand new, and these have been around for a while. I was gonna get the Seagate, but Bill convinced me to get the Sealine-X, and I'm glad that I did. This has a kind of a vintage look to it. It's simple, similar to like the Penn Senator. They don't really change too much. I think the older sea lines kind of were more aluminum looking, but I think this is a nice looking reel. It's very smooth, and it's got the free floating spool. I have casted a Sealine-X 40, and it casts really nice, especially compared to my 4.0. Bill has a 40. I was able to get a 40. It was either a 30 or a 50, and I went with the 50. So I'm really happy with this purchase. This reel was $139, which I think is a great deal for what you're getting. It's got a really loud clicker. It's really smooth right out of the box. We're going to take a closer look at this, so let's check it out. Starting off, it's got a really cool box, kind of a vintage look, cool blue and red design. Comes with operating instructions, tool/wrench, rod clamp if you want to use that, and it also comes with black and red brakes that aren't installed, so don't throw those away. I'll get to those in a little bit. Free floating spool. So this is a 6.1 and is fast. It holds 350 yards of 30-pound mono, 310 yards of 40-pound, 220 yards of 50-pound. I got 50 on here. It's got 3 corrosion resistance ball bearings, waterproof drag, 17.6 on the drag. It's got a nice power knob, oversized star drag, centrifugal anti-backlash control, bait clicker on the side, sounds really loud as well. Spool tension knob is on the side, and then optional, you can move the handle either shorter to make it faster or longer throw to make it more powerful. I'm gonna compare this to my Torium and my Penn so you can see the size difference. All right, so this is the Penn 4.0. Again, this is the extra wide, and then this is the Sealine, and you can just see how much more compact this is for a 50. It's definitely pretty small. And again, both of these I would say have the vintage look. Don't get me wrong, I like the look of a Torium. In fact, I think it looks really sick, but there's something about a vintage reel like the 4.0 or the Sealine that I just think it's really timeless. So as you can see, this thing is pretty high tech looking. I think it looks pretty sick. It's kind of like the Batmobile of conventionals. I would say the Daiwa Saltis looks pretty cool too, but this, in my opinion, looks really cool. But there's something about the Sealine that I like. It's just kind of got more of a basic look, and again, so much lighter. The spool is smaller, but it just feels really light in the hand. So let's go cast. Let's fucking go. Go get the line checker. Feet off of 49 feet off of or 100 yards. Here's a vantage of how far 251 feet is. Not too bad. So I just got back from casting and I was talking to my friend Bill. He was asking what brakes I had in and I didn't know what he was talking about, so I opened up the box and sure enough there was brakes, red ones and black ones. They are not installed, so I was casting it with no brakes and wasn't too bad, but he recommended putting in the red brakes, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. This is pretty easy to do. You're going to take off the 4 screws on the bait clicker side. So you're going to take the 4 screws off, take the side plate off. See that little thin rod? That's where your brakes are going to go. So it comes with red or black. The red are supposed to be easier for beginners, so I'm going to start with the red. I looked at the operating instructions and you can pause it if you want, but here's a screenshot of what it says about the brakes. Again, they do not come installed, but they're pretty easy to install. So now that the reds are installed, we're going to go try cast this again. So I just took this casting. This is the second time. I went out on Friday and I casted. I was averaging around 240, 250 feet, which is right around 83 yards. I was pretty stoked. Talked to my friend Bill. He asked me what brakes I had in and I told him I didn't know what he was talking about. Lo and behold, this comes with brakes. Red and black, doesn't come installed. So I was using it without any brakes and I think I did have one backlash, but it wasn't too bad. He recommended I started with the reds because I am somewhat of a beginner when it comes to the conventional. So I put 2 reds in and today I casted averaging 250 feet, not yards, 250 feet, which is 83 yards. So I'm pretty consistent in that range. I'd like to get to 300 feet or 100 yards, but got to start somewhere. I really like the way this casts. I like the way it picks up the line. I like that it's super light and I really like the price, $139. Daiwa Sealine-X 50 SH super high speed. Check it out. Tried and true. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and tight lines.